Hello again everyone, and welcome to the back garden yard. And today's video, it's been 1 month since we planted the fall garden. Exactly, we planted it on September the 5th. It came up, we've taken care of it, we've watered it. It has not rained since September the 5th here in North Georgia, so we had to water it, but it's doing very well. And today we're going to go out, we're going to look at the new stuff, and since the temperature has stayed in the 80s for highs, even the summer vegetables are still, most of them are still producing. So let's go out and take a look at all this stuff. So let's call this the fall garden update. Let's go! So this first section is the Korean purple mustard, and as you can see, we're starting to get some purple tinges now to the leaves, and they are doing fine. This first row is being shaded out by these old tomato plants that are still hanging in there, and so they're not growing nearly as nice as these that are getting more sun. Then the second thing we've got over here is the red romaine lettuce, and now we can start seeing the reddish tinge coming into these leaves, and this is actually big enough to harvest some and eat. It's too thick, so it's time to be picking some and thinning it out, and as we thin it, we will eat it. So that's what's so nice about the red romaine lettuce. And then over here we have some Asian eggplants, and we just keep picking and keep picking and keep picking these. Unfortunately, it's going to get cool this weekend. There's one thing these eggplants do not like, and that's cool weather. So we'll probably lose these. This is probably the last time we'll show these. And then over here we have, and these are mini onions, and they're green onions. You use them for green onion tops in recipes, but these are mini. As you can see, they don't get real thick, but they'll end up getting tall, and they are doing very well. Then over here is the okra. The okra just continues to bear. This is the red stemmed okra. I think you can see why I call it the red stemmed okra. And I've got enough to pick again. Once again, if it gets cold this weekend like they're predicting, then this will probably be one of the last pickings of the okra that I get. But it has just done extremely well. Reaching up to the top of this plant, and I can't even reach that okra right there. Then we have here the cabbage. This is Napa cabbage, and the Napa cabbage is looking very nice. This was the section that I transplanted from, and I really need to move a few more because they're still too close. These Napa cabbages get really big, and I can probably move a few more. Do have some insect problems. You can see where some of these leaves have been chewed on, but I don't want to spray them if I can possibly help it. Then over here are the mustard greens, and these are the India, Florida mustard greens they call, and these already are big enough in just 1 month from planting to start harvesting some. You can use the leaves raw on salads, or you can go ahead and cook some up. And once again, I have a bit of an insect problem here, but I'll harvest these leaves and go ahead and boil them up and eat them. I'm trying to refrain from spraying them. Then over here are the Korean peppers, or Asian peppers you call them. and I'm letting them go ahead and turn red and mature, because once again they will not like that cold weather that is coming. But they're just loaded with peppers, and I do mean loaded with peppers. So then over here I have the orange bell peppers, and I've picked a lot of them recently just because we wanted to eat a bunch of them, and there's still plenty more over here. I may make a stuffed bell pepper recipe, show y'all how I make stuffed bell peppers just for the fun of it. Okay, and that is everything except bok choy. We have picked the bok choy 2 times. You can see over here where I went in here and pulled these out and left an opening there. Bok choy is totally delicious. And now we'll go over and we're going to look at the persimmon trees. The persimmons are starting to ripen, and they ripen really fast once they decide to ripen, and you have to get them before the birds get them. And so you can tell when they start getting a little bit soft and a little bit translucent that they are getting ripe. And we've already gotten 2 off of this tree, and there's, as you can see, there are many more that are about to ripen. And these are astringent. You do not want to eat astringent until they actually get so ripe that you can eat them with a spoon. I may show you how to eat one in a future video. The next we have the Fuyu persimmons, and we've gotten a few of these off this tree, and it is once again just loaded with persimmons. And you can go ahead and eat these. I like to let them get a little bit more ripe, a little more orange before I eat them. That one there is definitely ripe. Neighbor's dog is having a fit. And now we'll go to the back garden. And this is an update on the cabbage that I transplanted, and most of these have survived. And once again, these are really hard to transplant, and so this one here is not doing very well. They might not make it. This one's doing very well, and this one I don't think made it. But I'm going to bring a few more over here and replace these that didn't make it. But overall, it's looking really nice. And then over here are the radishes in that row there. And the radishes are looking really nice. And I've got 2 more rows of these radishes right here. And back in July, I did a video on planting sweet potatoes, and here are the sweet potatoes that I planted. Maybe I can put a clip of some of this stuff in the video of when I planted them back in July, but they have really done well. And of course I made another video on eating sweet potato stems, and these have really got nice stems because we keep throwing them back on top of each other so the stems will grow taller. And then we'll go over to the last section. And in the meantime, here are the lima beans that I've been showing all year. Let's get back so we can see how they ended up. So the lima beans have now completely filled in this fence, and you can see they're still blooming and they're still producing, and there'll be one more nice crop, I believe, of lima beans. So they usually will produce until frost, This year's gonna be no exception. We got a nice bloom out here. We picked them about a week ago, and they bloomed again, and they're making one more nice crop. So these are lima beans. And then over here, these are the huge Asian radishes. You've probably seen them in the stores, and they will make a radish that can be about a foot long. Let's see if I got a picture here. Yeah. So that's what these will look like, and they are really growing nicely. And then over here is some more of this Napa cabbage. This is the Napa cabbage, and these were actually planted from seeds and not transplanted, and they were planted a little later than the ones that I showed you in the front garden. And then these are more of the India Florida mustard. I've got a double row here, and they are doing very nice. And then finally, this is kale. There's two kinds of kale here. I harvested the seeds and mixed them. So we've got this curly kale, and then we've got the regular kale, and it's all mixed in. And once again, as it gets bigger and I start harvesting, I'll thin it out and put more dirt around the plants to support them. And that, my friends, is the fall garden update. Everything is doing just great with this 80-degree weather we've had for the last month. So if you like content like this, please like and subscribe, and we will see you on the next video.